All right, we're going to continue talking about movement and exercise this week. And last week I challenged everybody to try to make sure that you're walking a minimum of 2 times a day and 10 minutes each time. That would be our minimum. Now I'm going to tell you why we use those, why I talk about that being so important. Because research shows that people who are physically active for about 150 minutes a week have a 1/3 less chance of dying from all causes. So in other words, being physically active for 150 minutes a week reduces your risk of death from everything by 1/3. So 33% reduction just by doing that. Now, if you do some math and you say, I walk 20 minutes a day, 7 days a week, that gets us to that 140 minutes a week. That's why I talk about a minimum of 2 10-minute walks a day. So if you do any other activity during the week, you're going to easily hit your 150 minutes. So just imagine something as simple as that. 150 minutes of physical activity a week. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be real exertive. It's just got to be movement. And that's why I've gotten to where I like to call it exercise or movement. It doesn't have to be thought of as exercise. Just getting out, moving, doing the right things. Walking can be that 150 minutes a week. So just keep that in mind and think about 1/3 less risk death just by doing some daily movements. Now, there's another study that shows they took a group of people and they had followed them for 6 months, and they had them walk twice a day, Monday through Friday, and once on Saturday at a light intensity. So it was not high intensity walking, it was light walking where you could talk to your friend you were walking with, not breathing really hard. Those people were followed for 6 months. Their diastolic blood pressure, their systolic blood pressure, which is the top number, that's when the heart is beating, the pressure that is exerted in our arteries. The diastolic pressure is the pressure when the heart's at rest, the pressure in our arteries. So the systolic, the top number of these folks' blood pressure after 6 months was reduced by 2.6 millimeters of mercury, which is the way blood pressure is measured, to over 21 millimeters of mercury. So in other words, somebody could have 140 high or considered borderline high blood pressure, walked twice a day, Monday through Friday, and once on Saturday for 6 months, and they could lower that into the normal range of 119 to 120, just with simple walking. The participants in that 6-month study also had their lower number, their diastolic blood pressure dropped significantly. They didn't give us the numbers, just said significantly. Their body weight was reduced significantly is the word they used. Their waist circumference was reduced significantly. So that was just 6-month study of people walking twice a day, Monday through Friday, and once a day on Saturday. Then there is research that shows that just 2 minutes of walking after eating a meal can reduce blood sugar levels. And 2 to 5 minutes could have significant reduction. And they found that people who were intermittently lightly active, is the words they use, intermittently lightly active in this research study, showed that they could reduce their daily blood glucose levels by over 17%. And that equated to like 2 minutes of movement every half hour. So just imagine, and with all the smartwatches and things we have today and all the technology we have on our phones in different ways, I tell everybody, encourage everybody to set a reminder for once an hour, even if you have a desk job or you're just, at home, not just resting and relaxing. Set a timer and every hour get up and move. Get up and walk to the mailbox, walk down the stairs, walk to the bathroom, do something to be physically active at least once an hour for just a couple minutes, because it makes a huge difference. The reason that I point out that last study that just 2 minutes after a meal can reduce blood sugar and insulin is because the study before that I use a lot says that a 10-minute walk, a light intensity 10-minute walk after a meal can reduce blood sugar by up to 50%. So just imagine you eat a meal and your blood sugar was going to rise to, we'll call it from 90 to 140, that's 50 points. And if I go out for a 10-minute walk out after that, I can cut that 50-point increase from 50 to 25 points. So now instead of 90 to 140, I went 90 to, what is that, 115, right? So that's a huge difference if I can do that, because we're going to talk about, as we continue to build on these weeks, we're going to talk about how important it is to control blood sugar and insulin. And when your blood sugar goes up, your insulin goes up. And both of those are really bad things long term. We want to control our insulin and we want to control our blood sugar, and walking seems to be one of the most effective ways to do it. It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be strenuous, it doesn't have to be hard. It can be very simple, and we know the first thing we talked about, 150 minutes of physical activity a week versus sitting, decreases the risk of all deaths by 33%. So just simply get out, take some short walks, enjoy it. Take your dog for a walk, take your kids for a walk, whatever it is, just get out and move. We want you to move. We want you to walk a minimum of 10 minutes twice a day. More is always better.